Now, starting off again with the NFC's bracket. The 1-seeded Seahawks host the 7-seeded Packers. My question for the Packers is, will this offense be able to do anything with the Seattle's defense? Because this offense has its history this season stalling at times in games. This has the potential to be one of the best offenses in the league. Do not get me wrong. But there's just times where, whether it's health or it's poor play calling or it's just players not executing, this team sometimes can run into an offensive brick wall. And with Seattle's defense, Seattle's defense is elite. Seattle's defense is one of those ones. The defense is first in points per game allowed per game at 17.2. First in touchdowns allowed per game, just under 2. My concern for Seattle is, will Sam Darnold be able to hone himself and stay composed? Because we've seen what happened last year when he was on the Vikings, having to go into Detroit at the end of the regular season. And we've seen last year what the heck he did in the first round of the playoffs. So can he gather himself and allow himself to be competent enough? Because with that defense, all you have to do is just be competent. That's how good that defense is. You just have to be competent enough to keep your offense in this game. And with Jackson Smith and Jigba playing the way that he is, I think Seattle wins this game and Darnold survives another week. Moving on to the Eagles versus the Rams. And it's kind of the same question. Can this Rams offense keep up with the Rams and their schemes? Now, the Rams do not have the greatest defense, but their offense is so good to the point where I might trust them a little bit more than the Eagles. Now, Jalen Hurts does up his play in the playoffs. That defense is spectacular. But the Rams have a veteran in Matthew Stafford at quarterback. They have, I'm going to say it right now, my opinion, the best wide receiver in football in Puka Nacua. And probably one of the greatest number 2 options of all time in Devontae Adams. I think his name is Parkinson. Parkinson has been playing some good football at the tight end position. So, all you have to do, and this is a tough task to even remark, you must stay dominant and do not let the Eagles keep you away from running your style of football. Don't let this defense change up your scheme so significantly to where this is a new offense. As long as you are able to stay focused, stay in control of this game, run the clock, I think you win this game. Because you have 2 good running backs too, in Kyron Williams and Blake Crum. As long as you can fend off this struggling Eagles offense. As long as you can hold against this struggling Eagles offense. It's not defense. I don't know what the heck an defense is. Eagles offense. You hold them off and you have yourself a victory and moving on to the NFC Championship game. Now transitioning over to the AFC. Round 2, your number 1 seed Denver Broncos will face off the Houston Texans. Now they will host the home advantage. They will be at their house. But that Texans defense is scary. It is real. And Bo Nix and this Denver Broncos offense is going to have to find a way to be able to produce good football for more than just 3 quarters. It's going to have to start in the first, and it's going to absolutely have to end in the fourth. I think this would be a close contest. And like I stated before, Houston's defense is legit. It is a Super Bowl contending defense, in my opinion. But the Denver Broncos are no slouch on defense. They are the defense that I think that will really, really, really trip up the Houston Texans during this playoffs, because their offense, I'm speaking about Houston, their offense is so up and down and so wishy-washy to the point where I think that is genuinely what is hindering this team, and it's mainly the offensive line. And Denver has some pass rushers. So give me Denver at home to take away this game and advance to the AFC Championship game. Next up, the 2-seeded Patriots hosting the 3-seeded Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville has a ton of weapons, like I have stated, and I think that they will be utilized. And I think that the Jags could take advantage of a defense that has not seen much competition throughout the entire season. But they do face Josh Allen twice, which I think will help them in the long run. But I also do not think that the defense, I don't think that the Broncos offense outside of Drake May is going to have to be Superman in order for him to take this game, in my opinion. I think Drake May will quite literally have to be the guy. If the Patriots win this game, it will be because Drake May played his ass off. But I do not think he'll be able to outplay Jacksonville on the day that they play each other in these playoffs. Give me Jacksonville to advance to the AFC Championship. And then there were 4 teams left. You have the NFC Championship and the AFC Championship. One of the last, what is that, 3 games that we have of NFL football? The last 3 games of NFL football would have been coming near at this point. You have the Seattle Seahawks hosting the Los Angeles Rams. Now, do I think that this will be a competitive game as it has been throughout this season? Yes. It is hard to beat the same team twice, which is exactly why these 2 divisional rivals have tied up the season series 1-1. The Rams have the best receiving core in the league, in my opinion. They have the best receiver in the league in Puka Nacua, in my opinion, of course. I know some people might say Jamar, some people might still say Jefferson, even though these past 2 seasons has not really been number 1 worthy, but they've still been really good seasons, nonetheless. But in my opinion, Puka Nacua has done some shit I've never seen before. And I genuinely think he is the best receiver. And I think you have possibly the best number 2 option of all time in Devontae Adams. You have two good running backs in Blake Corum and Kyron Williams. But they're not a great road team. And that really shocks me. They are 5-4 this season when it comes to playing on the road. And Seattle being the number 1 seed, they will have the home field advantage. And Sam Darnold will be at home for this game, which I think is really, really important. I think that's important for this entire playoffs, that Sam Darnold is going to have a home game up until the Super Bowl if they can make it to that point. But we've seen what Sam Darnold can do. We've seen him shrivel down when the lights get too bright. So will he be able to withstand this Rams team, who honestly has a really good pass rush? I think the defense will handle their business as best as they can with all the weapons that the Rams have. I think that this defense could hold the Rams to around 24, 28 points. That sounds like a decent amount, but at the same time, I think this is the same team that can drop 40 in a playoff game at any given moment. But will Sam Darnold hold up in the big game? That is always going to be his biggest question. When you go back to the last game that they played, the Seattle Seahawks won off of what I would honestly genuinely call a miracle comeback because of that ridiculous 2-point conversion that they got by Charbonnet picking it up in the end zone after it was ruled originally incomplete and then turned into a fumble. But I don't think there's a miraculous 2-point conversion that will save them from this game and from the Rams winning it. I got the Rams winning and advancing to the Super Bowl. Now in the AFC, you have the number 1 seed Denver Broncos versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. A matchup we have already seen. A matchup that was electric in the first half. And then the second half, the Jaguars just kind of pulled away. Can Jacksonville replicate a performance like that one? Is going to be the deciding factor. Can they be as dominant as they have been? At this point in time, if they get to this point in the AFC Championship, they will be on a 10-game win streak. My prediction has them being on a 10-game win streak and officially the hottest team in the NFL, officially the longest winning streak currently at stake. But damn it, it is hard to beat a team 2 times in one season. And the Denver Broncos have a chip on their shoulder. Not only do they get home field advantage for this game, which I think that is the major key to the Denver Broncos winning this game. They have home field advantage. You have to go back to Mile High and play in that type of environment again. Don't get me wrong. I am a huge Jacksonville fan. I am a diehard fan. I do believe we still can win the Super Bowl. I don't think that this is going to be a blowout in the slightest bit. I think Jacksonville will be competitive up until the end. And god damn it, if we win and make it to the Super Bowl, I've never experienced a Super Bowl appearance in my lifetime. Holy fuck, I'll be jumping off the walls. But I have Jacksonville's win streak. I have Jacksonville's win streak coming to an end in the AFC Championship. And ladies and gentlemen, we are down to the final 2 teams. The final game of the NFL season, at least for 2025-2026. You have the Denver Broncos facing off the Los Angeles Rams. I think this will be one hell of a game. Like I stated before, Bo Nix, one of the hottest up-and-coming QBs coming up. A defense that is elite in many ways and does not have many weaknesses. Versus a Rams team whose offense genuinely does not have any weaknesses, and a defense that has a great pass rush. Their secondary can use a little bit of work, but I think that they will be manageable for the Super Bowl. This will be a tough battle. Bo Nix has been playing great football, but I don't know what he will look like in the big stage. I don't know what that Denver Broncos offense will look like in the big stage. They have a great coach in Sean Payton. But I think I trust Matthew Stafford and his veteran leadership over Sean Payton, over Bo Nix, over Cortland Sutton, over Nick Bonito, over Pat Surtain. I trust Matthew Stafford, a playoff riser. The 2021 Super Bowl winning QB. He didn't win MVP because he had Cooper Kupp on that team. But I believe he has a player that has the potential to be better than Cooper Kupp that season. Give me the Los Angeles Rams, and I'll give a score prediction for this one. Give me the Los Angeles Rams winning this game 31-26 in a thriller of a Super Bowl. And I think we end off this year's NFL season with a bang. That is all I have for you guys today. I hope you ball watchers enjoyed hearing me speak my opinions on the game. And go ahead and submit your brackets. Submit your parlays in the way that I set it up right here today. I guarantee you're going to win some money. And if you don't, you won't be able to reach me. Y'all have a nice day, man. Thank you.